Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Padella menna batharpa la kijik zang lokta mijijin chizi lego thwe mugo chala me sanap sanan ju parsho. Chisi nangpa ne joba, rowa chisi ne joshi, tisi dani ne jobe, druvi tonga se orsho. Chotu jawa kunje ishiko palen zobe sanje pema nyambali jinaba sowa de trashi tyongun roba chinji lop. Lo choson roba senji lo, cho lamdo lomba chinji lam troba saba senji, truna ishizo chaba senji lop. Greetings to all my dearest Dharma sisters and brothers, and to all, I would like to take some time now to share a few Dharma words. I hope that you will all allow me to do so. I wanted to share, and I know many of you have much knowledge of this, I'm sure much more than me also. I had a great opportunity when, in the early days in Bhutan, His Holiness Japje Sakja Dr. Rinpoche Phunso Photang Rinpoche resides in Seattle. Rinpoche had a very close connection to predecessor Japje khyentse Rinpoche. Such Dr. Rinpoche, late Such Dr. Rinpoche had visited Bhutan in early days through the invitation of Her Majesty Royal Queen Grandmother, and on a pilgrimage, Such Dr. Rinpoche with Rinpoche's Khandro, Dagyum Chemo, and Rinpoche's Dungse, and Dungse's wife, Damalas, and also Dungse Asanga Rinpoche, all came. And to the invitation of Shejaram Rinpoche lunch invitation in Sasam Choten in Bhutan, I had a great opportunity to meet and have encounter with Japje Sajja Dr. Rinpoche, and got a chance to receive Sajja Pandita's teaching advice of the four immeasurable points of cutting through attachment. As we say it in Tibetan, Shempa Shidel. So it goes like this: Tsendila Shena Chepa Min, Korwala Shena Nginjung Min, Dakduna Shena Changsim Min, Zimba Chona Tawa Min. It means if you are attached and grasping to this life and to your agendas, you are not a true Dharma practitioner. If you are attached to the samsaric temporary temptations and attachment and grasping nature, you do not have the notion of true ultimate renunciation. If you are attached and grasping, wielding the self-importance, self-nourishment, self-cherished greed, ego, blindness, personal agenda issues, it means clearly you lack of true bodhicitta in your mind. Lastly, if you have the notion of attachment and grasping and greed, you do not have the notion of the right view. As we always remember, in the Dharma, we talk a lot about the right view. We also base the Buddha Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, on the three curriculum of view, conduct, and practice path. I feel this is such a crucial thing, such a deep advice and pith instruction, like a key that opens a door to a great, immense magnitude of knowledge, wisdom, heartfelt, relatable advice. It's like penetrating to your heart advice, something that everyone can follow through all walks of life, from anywhere, serious and committed and dedicated, and with the right positive intention. I feel in this day and age in the world, it's really like, as Guru Rinpoche prophesied, the degenerate time, or the ultimate, lack of a better word, the unfortunate kalpas, as we say, yeah? But I feel the worst thing that's happening is internally, human minds are acknowledging, intentionally and unintentionally, directly, indirectly, negativity, fakery, making the choices to do the wrong thing, to do the harmful thing to oneself and to others equally. Same time, I feel it's like a metaphor. If I give an example, it's like sitting on and stampeding on goodness and genuine quality, and embracing and hugging evilness, notion of evilness and negativity. We all talk about devils and evil spirits and demonesses and these problem makers or obstacle makers or so forth. We have practices and pujas to decrease and remove and cleanse and throw them away. In every religion they speak about this evilness and devil. In the Christianity we talk about Lucifer and Satan. In the Muslim religion they also have such things, such as they call it the jinn, and I think in Hinduism they talk about shaitan, and Buddhism also have a lot. But I think the true Lucifer and Satan, or jinn or shaitan, is not the one who has fangs and teeth and a trident in their hand and blazing with hellfire and possessing human beings and eating human flesh and drinking human blood and with flying with wings. I don't think so. I think the true demon is within us, is born with us, and that is human dark side, ugly side, negative emotions, anger, jealousy, hatred, cunningness, fakery, two-facedness, ego, ignorance, desire, attachment, grasping, greed, all of that, jealousy. That is a true form of demon. It's not like a demon is a real thing. That is demon. If we give rise to that, if we allow that to control us, there is no end to it. And anyone who does that finds a way to get away with their actions, with their harmful actions, of course, to others, immensely unimaginable, and to themselves. People say there are no such thing as bad and good. There is no such thing as right and wrong. Maybe that is true, maybe not. I don't know. I'm no one to comment. But what I can say and deeply believe is every human being has a choice. Choice to make the right choice, what needs to be done, and the choice that what you want to do and what you wish to do, and that leads to all these negative things. Even though you see it's wrong, even though you know it's wrong in the deep of your heart, the depth of your heart, you don't care. You can put a mask on it and then say, it's all fine, this is a method, this is a way of life, this is the world, and this is the skillful means and whatnot, excuses. But what you're doing is not exemplary, what the Buddha and Guru Rinpoche and great masters of the past left for us. Why were all the great masters of the past, Mahasiddhas and great, even the female enlightened beings of the past and present, great? Because they also practiced what they preached every day. They lived their life with exemplary. They lived their life with genuine human quality. When I say genuine human quality, it means wisdom, kindness, forgivingness, non-judgmental, willing to always accept the truth, willing to see their own faults, admit their faults and mistakes and improve, willing to say sorry when they're wrong, willing to look at what is justice, what is not justice, willing to follow the rules of nature, follow the rules of humankind, being able to be genuinely loving and caring and concerned for others, willing to open your door for anyone else, willing to embrace anyone else, willing to show the side of a human nature, a human quality in the best way possible, in the fullest potential possible. Being able to see what is darkness and what is brightness, what is luminosity and what is potentially toxic and contamination. Being able to sacrifice one's own need for the greater good. Being able to be completely forgotten and completely, behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and give all the credits to others. Being able to have so much boundless quality, yet be so humble and genuine every single day of their life. Being able to see through people, being able to look into the eyes of others, being able to be a person who's so present, who's so gentle every single day, calm, composed, dignified, principled, equal, being a person who is so able to appreciate everything, every little thing also, being able to help others in a way, not helping others meaning not like giving something to someone that they don't have and rewarding them, but just assisting, humbly assisting them to acknowledge and see what they have on their own, in their own hearts, with themselves from the beginning, and to help assist them to bring that goodness out of themselves, each and every one, and keep them that way and let them do it on their own. Like the Buddha said, I leave you the path and instructions, it's up to you to follow it. There's no magic and shortcut in that. Being able to give time to anyone else who needs you, not having some romantic idea to save the world and save people, and so focus on one's ego, pride, and not falling into the trap and wielding and holding and grasping with teeth and nail of fame, power, dirty politics, Dharma politics, Lama politics, Rinpoche politics, society politics, fulfilling the society expectation and doing whatever people want you to do, saying what people want to hear, entertaining people, entertaining rich sponsors and so forth, being fakery, playing the games of the world. None of that. That is a human being. I would say genuine human quality, and that's very rare in this world. More rare. Oh yeah, and also being always truthful and honest, always being able to have complete transparency, but having a dignified confidence, not overconfidence and not ego. Being able to have this way of taking time to know people, each and every people, and touching them in their hearts, in their lives, in the most wonderful, beautiful and beneficial way, in the best way. That's the quality. I myself am so fortunate. I've met so many people, lamas, rinpoches and teachers, and even lay people, lay practitioners. Some are, Westerners, some Easterners, some female practitioners, some male practitioners, and so forth. I'm very lucky to witness such, I'm also very lucky, I must say, to be able to see all of this in my life. I can say myself, I never waste my time ever thinking that I am great and I'm enlightened and then I am this Dilgo khyentse Rinpoche incarnation, whatever. The only thing I believe is the quality of Dilgo khyentse Rinpoche is with me. That I believe, not because of ego, not because I want to promote myself. Genuinely, I believe that and I know it. But that doesn't mean I'm showing off and saying I'm the true one. Absolutely not. I'm just a human being, trying my very best to be a genuine human being with genuine human quality, to be as transparent as possible, to do what is right, to follow the footsteps of the great Mahasiddhas and great, enlightened beings of the past and try to follow them through. Follow them doesn't mean copy them and impersonate them, but to follow them through. I know many people believe that I'm acting crazy and I'm trying to kind of promote myself and trying to say that I'm, like same as Guru Rinpoche and Mahasiddha. I have never said that in my life. I never believed that of myself. I'm just only trying my best in every way possible. I believe that I know very well I'm not the same magnitude and greatness as Dilgo khyentse Rinpoche and depth of Dilgo khyentse Rinpoche. I know this. Yet I can truthfully admit that I don't think Dilgo khyentse Rinpoche, if he were born in my place, in my position, in my time, in my generation, my era, I don't think Rinpoche would be able to understand things and to be able to do things what I have done in my life and survive, achieve, and contribute. I'm not saying this out of ego and jealousy or comparison. I'm just being honest. I'm just telling the truth as how it is, not trying to make anything extra or lesser or whatever. I'm extremely happy and lucky and fortunate that I'm also not Dilgo khyentse, like the predecessor. I don't have any wish to be like him. I am my own person. I am my own jewel. I have my own quality and wisdom. I have no intention to promote and show anybody. If people see it, people see. If people don't see, people don't see. If people think I'm being fake and lying and pretentious and fake and monstrous and abuser, whatever, let that be. I am no one to prove anything. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to hide. I am a person that I've always made one thing clear to myself, to my Guru, to the three jewels, and to Guru Rinpoche, to Vajrayogini, to all the great deities, enlightened deities, and enlightened Dharma protectors, that I surrender myself fully, my life at their disposal, my heart as an offering, my life as an offering. And I make a very strong commitment and sacrifice that even slightly a second, a half a second, or milliliter of a second, if I've done something wrong and harmful and against the Buddha Dharma, against the principle and genuine human quality or anything, if I fall in the wrong way or whatever, please punish me. Let me suffer physically and emotionally and teach me the lesson. But if I have not done anything wrong, then always show the path to me and assist me and be with me at all times. I made myself completely transparent and I have nothing to hide, and I swear this on my life. I don't speak as this big guy on a high throne. I don't either speak as this mortified, depressed, low-life person, nobody person on the floor. I speak as an equal. I speak with no fear, no personal agenda. I speak with no hatred, no anger, no jealousy, no competition, no retaliation. I speak from my heart genuinely. I make an oath and I swear on the three jewels and Guru Rinpoche and my gurus and all the great Dhamma protectors and Bhaja Yogini and all of them. I also want to say, you see, the worst thing that happens to human beings, you can be anyone. You can be he or a she, you can be a king, a leader, a president, you can be a nun or a monk or a tuku or a high Rinpoche or a Kempo, whatever, it doesn't matter. You all have a choice. We all have a choice to make, to take the right choice or to take the wrong choice, the selfish and greedy, fake, cunning choice. But when you willingly make the wrong choice, but when you make excuses by saying, oh, this is, I'm doing it because out of important reason, and I'm doing it out of, how would I say this, wisdom and method and what is that term? There's one term. We say in Tibetan tapke. Tapke means like, I think the terminology in English I'm looking for is like, it's being very using clever way to hide one's negative intention and negative actions and wrongdoing, but to pretend like you're doing such enlightened deeds. Oh yes, skillful means. In English it's the skillful means. This is a tricky matter, Great masters, great practitioners, great yogis and yoginis of the past never used skillful means. They were who they were. Even when they used skillful means, they used it, but they still remained as a transparent, raw, transparent, untainted and untattered themselves. So it's very different. If you yourself is fully tainted, fully contaminated and fake and rotten inside, yet you still use the excuse of skillful means, then you're horrendously ruining the Dharma. You're horrendously ruining and contaminating and harming innocent people in the Buddha Dharma, of course. My late father, Rinpoche, in the early days I used to see him as a father. Later on, when I grew older, I saw him as a boundless, great, enlightened teacher. And ultimately, when he passed away, I saw him as the truth, the untainted, untattered, unwavering truth of everything. I am so lucky, extremely lucky, to be a part of him in his life. I cannot be more grateful. I think I'm a terrible son, worst failing son and a worst failing disciple of him. But I can proudly and honestly say and admit this, that I have never failed in following his advice, each by each, his principle, his instructions and his teachings, and his guidance, his way of doing things in the most immaculate, in spontaneous and incredible way, in such a genuine way. I made an aspiration once when I saw my father. This was just before he passed away. When I looked at him, There was a slight moment when Father looked at me directly into my eyes. Of course, he was laying on the hospital bed, and he had the, IV drop, and all of these, the oxygen machines and everything strung at him, and the nurses and doctors around him. But yet, my father, being who he is, so aware of everything, so alert, so aware, so present, so much presence he had, that great weight of genuine, illuminating, luminosity presence he had. I made 3 prostrations, long prostrations. I made all my confession to my Father, body, speech, and mind confession. I said, I surrender to you. I said, I will be willing to burn in Vajra hell. For elms and elves, I'm willing to take that punishment if I ever do one single half a second, milliliter of second wrong thing, body, speech, and mind. But if I have done proper and follow things proper, please always guide me and shine upon my path, and always remain in the heart center of me, and always correct me, because I am just an ordinary disciple of you. I am nothing special. I am just an ordinary disciple. And then I stood up, I bowed and stood up, and I looked at my Father. There was a split second I witnessed my Father looked at me directly with his eyes wide open, very wide open, very alert. And he had this gaze in his face. So it was like a light in his face. It's such a glowing light. And he looked at me directly, very calmly, very calm and gentle, very gentle and calm, and very lovingly look at me. Almost for a minute or 2 minutes. It felt like as if he kind of telling me, okay, I know you, I got your back, I know you. You will not be far away from me. And sometimes, in the early days, my father used to joke. I know many of you have witnessed this yourself. Sometimes when my father was in a very good mood, he used to play with his mustache, and then he would pull his mustache up, and he would kind of make it shape of his mustache, and he would look at me. He said, "Yeah, you are my son. I have taught you well. You are my good son. I taught you well, okay? I taught you well. Understand? I taught you well. I taught you everything you need. That's it, okay?" I always remember that when he used to say this to me. It penetrated my heart in the deepest way possible. I always think of him in my heart. It's the ultimate benevolent truth above everything. So and my father used to say to me before, once he said, people like you and me, we are the same. How much betrayal, forceful accusations, rumors, backstabbing, knife stabbing, slashing, throwing. People do wrong, big mistakes, but they want to put it on us as a scapegoat. How much people try to bury us in the mud. How much people try to burn us alive with the fire. How much people try to contaminate us with all kinds of things. Nothing can change us. Nothing can shake us. Temporarily, we may have these muds and dirts and soot. This soot is soot is like, when you burn the fire too much, sometime in the chimney like that, it gets this dark, thick kind of a goo. Soot and these kind of things may get stuck on you, just on the surface level, very thin layer. That will go away, that will scrape away, that will wash away quickly in seconds. But nothing can change and shake us in the core. Nothing. Remember that, he used to say to me. He used to say it in such a strong and stern, penetrating presence, and I will never forget that. And my father used to say, when time comes worst to us, when people, our own closest people who are around us, whoever they may be, when they betray us, willingly betray us, knowingly betray us, backstab us, do all kinds of bad things to us, hurt us, harm us, we never hate them, we never angry with them, we never point finger back at them and fight back and show resentment and rebellion and do whatever. Never. We never bark. They bark at us when we give them food, shelter, medicine, and love and care. When they bite our hand and bark at us, we don't bark back. We show them more kindness, more patience, and more lovingness. That's who we are and how we will be, always, until the day we die. I kept that in my heart, and I have followed that through, and I will always follow this through until the day I die, the day I take my last breath in this earth. I have no hatred and no anger and nothing. But I have no hesitation, slightly, to admit and confess I have made mistakes in my life. But a mistake is important. When you make a mistake, you try your million-time dedication, determination to do the right thing, to improve your mistakes and never repeat them, to apologize, to do the right thing. The wrong thing is when you do a wrong thing multiple million times, repeatedly, continuously, yet you have such an ego and self-importance and attachment and greed, and you think you're above everything and you're such a big person, then you just want to use others as your scapegoat and blame others for your wrongdoing and your failure. That's what many people are doing nowadays, I've seen. And that's where things go the worst way, the most tragic and toxic and most unfortunate. Completely undharmic, of course. Let alone dharmic, put that aside, is completely, totally against human nature, a good human nature, so to speak. There's this wonderful quote I always love to kind of remind myself. I'm not very sure, I must apologize that who wrote it exactly, this quote. I was thinking it was written by Rumi, but I'm not exactly sure who wrote it. So forgive me if I made a mistake on the artist, the writer. But I would like to share with everyone the words. It goes like this. Some of the kindest souls I know have lived in a world that was not so kind to them. Some of the best human beings I know have been through so much at the hands of others, and they still love deeply, they still care. Sometimes it's the people who have been hurt the most, who refuse to be hardened in this world, because they would never want to make other person feel the same way that they themselves have felt. If that isn't something to be in awe of, I do not know what is. Such a wonderful, heartfelt, simple yet deep, penetrating to the heart words. I would like to say lastly that in the best way possible, may all of you receive this message with honesty, open heart, and positive intention. I swear to you on my life, and I make full confidence, and I'm telling you the utmost truth from the depth of my heart, humbly speaking truth, humbly speaking with the most purest intention, without anything else. Thank you so much, and please forgive me if I have said anything wrong. Please forgive me from the depth of my heart, and thank you so much. Lama sanje lama chu deje lama gyundende kunji chebo lamai lama namla chansalo chisi nangpa nejobo nrowa chisi nejoshi tese dani nejowe drowe donga sewar sho jangjo simjo Rinpoche maji banam chechoshi jeba nyamba mepai gong ne gong do pewar sho